Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Fuller, Isaac Young, APL Casino here. Just reporting on the fat cattle sale for the 5th of the 6th. Roughly 22 bulls, 510 cows booked in. I think there was a bit of a shortfall there, so probably more like 450 to 60 cows, I'd say. Yep. And roughly 1,450 vealers booked in. So roughly 2,000 cattle here yesterday in casino. Another fairly big day. Zach, export market, how was it?
Thanks, Nick. Straight into the bulls, ladies and gentlemen. It was cheaper yesterday on the bulls. There was one major export buy not present there, which definitely affected that market. Best of the bulls, $2.15 for a heavy bull. Quote that market cheaper on last week. On to the bullocks. No bullocks there to quote, and no feeder steers as well. Straight onto the feeder heifers. Had a good pen of feeder heifers, milk and two-tooth heifers off the grain bin, pre-tested empty. Got to $2.74, so a great shot for those feeder heifers there. Probably a little bit dearer on last week, I thought. Onto the cows, best of the cows, $2.24 or $5, I thought, for some good heavy cows. So quote that market probably firm on last week. We had a good run of cows out of Urbanville or Wollongong area, and the lead pen of those were 625 kilos, made $2.18. That market was all sort of pretty firm on last week for your heavy cows. Store cows a little bit dearer. Best of the store cows, anywhere from probably $1.60 to probably $2 on your store cows. So I thought that was a little bit dearer on that store cow market. Probably a secondary run of cows, like your secondary maybe a bit lighter sort of store cows, anywhere from sort of $1.20 or $1.30 to $1.60. So that was about the run of the export. Nick, what do you think of the young cattle, mate?
Yeah, young cattle. Fairly big run of young cattle again this week. Not a bad run at all. It was probably a shade better than last week, that's for sure. Which probably price reflective of that. This week, steers from sort of 220 kilos to probably 250 or 60 kilos. Anywhere from sort of $3.30 to $3.60 in there. They were for the sort of better end of the dinky dice steers as well. Steers with a little bit of weight in them, sort of 290 kilos through to 320 odd kilos, somewhere in there. You were looking at anywhere from sort of $3.30 to $50 this week. So that was all fairly strong. You know, plenty of steers again this week, sort of $950 to a bit over $1,000. So that was all very good to see. Into the heifer job, what we had a real nice pen of sort of limo cross type heifers first up. They were knocking on the door of $3 there yesterday. Same thing, they would have had a bit of weight in them though. I'd imagine they would have been sort of 300 kilos or a tick over. Back down into your little heifers, and that was probably the most improvement on the day, I'd say. The biggest improvement on the day, I should say. Those little light cattle last week, what were making $1.20 to $1.50 or 60. This week we're making north of $2. They were, so that was very, very good. Two buyers this week showed up that weren't there last week, also helping the market out immensely. It was so. Yeah, overall I think everything probably a shade dearer in the young cattle this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Zacko. So. That's probably the report on the cattle market. Don't forget we have the expression of interest out there at Tungumung this week coming up on Saturday. If you'd like to look around, give one of the team a call. 1,500 acres, runs 300 odd cows. So what else is there?
Store sale next Friday, mate.
Store sale next Friday.
14th. What have we got? 1,600 to 1,800 cattle. Somewhere in there.
Very nice run of cattle again.
Very good run of cattle. So book them in if you have cattle there for that sale. What else we got? The
clearance sale.
Yeah, clearance sale. End of financial year clearing sale coming up on Auctions Plus. Make sure you give one of the team a bell if you have any gear to sell. So
awesome.
There you go.
Thanks very much, eh?
Too easy. Thank you.
Have a good week.